welcome everybody here, and thank you for coming, despite the weather, despite the conditions. He held back everything so that we could do this for him tonight, so that we could celebrate him, and we give him thanks.
Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh. Yes. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people. Yes. Sing unto him. Sing songs unto him. Talk ye of all his wondrous works. Glory ye in his holy name. Let the heart of them rejoice that seek Yahweh. Seek Yahweh and his strength. Seek his face forevermore. Remember his marvelous works that he has done, his wonders, and the judgments of his mouth. We bless your name, Father. We give thanks to you that we're a set apart people, that you chose us as your people, Father. We thank you that we can come together on this PESACH, on this high holy day, to remember all that you have done for us. We bless you and we honor you. We give our hearts, our minds, our souls, our ear gate, our eye gate, our mouth gate to you, Abba. For you alone are worthy. You alone are Yahweh. And we worship you in spirit and in truth. May this night be a remembrance unto you for what you have done for us and our people, Lord. And may we never forget it. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we bless you. We thank you for everyone who's here, that they will receive exactly what you have planned and preordained, predestined for them to have, and for them to hear, and for them to walk in. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we bless you and we honor you this night. Amen.
Yeah. freedom to be able to come together and worship you, oh true and living God, to worship you in spirit and in truth. We lay down all the things of this world and all the things of this week and all the things from our job and all the small details that wanted to bring frustration and distraction. We lay it down and we don't let anything hinder what you have in store for this special night.
Hallelujah. Yes. That's right.
The night that we commemorate and honor and remember
Yes. Hallelujah.
your death, your sacrifice, your body broken, your blood shed, but how you saved us this way, how you redeemed us this way, how you passed over us this way.
Hallelujah.
We know we deserve death, but you said no. And we thank you. And we give you glory. Because you alone deserve it. Only you, the true Messiah, could have brought redemption on this holy night. We give you glory, God. We give you glory, Messiah. And we thank you, Ruach. We thank you, Great Spirit, for being in this house tonight. Being in our midst. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
And the Passover this is one of the days on the biblical calendar. One of the days and it's funny because God has his own calendar and his days is the only day on it. That's how important it is. His calendar revolves around his set apart times, and that's the only thing on his calendar. You know, we have calendars with a lot of stuff on it, but his calendar revolves around his set apart time.
That's right.
In Genesis, it says that God created the heavens and the earth, and it talks about how he put the moon, and he put the stars, and he put the sun in the sky. And it says when he put it there for set apart times.
Yes.
So when he created the very moon and the stars and the sun in the sky, he put it there so that we could tell time. And so that we can know the appointments where we have to meet with the Most High God. So the Passover is the first appointment of the year.
Yeah.
We says it's an appointment. So we know we have appointments and we have to prepare for an appointment when we have one. And so when we meet with the Most High God, that's probably the most important appointment that we can prepare for. You know, so as an assembly here, we've been preparing up to this point and getting our hearts right and just preparing ourselves to meet with the Most High at this time. We're meeting with him here now. We thank him for his presence being here with us. We know if y'all set an appointment, and that means he's going to show up for that appointment for sure. From the beginning, when Adam fell, there was a need for us to be restored back to the Most High. And y'all's been rolling out that plan over time. Y'all is very detailed. He's very patient in the way that he does things. He's not hasty. He's not concerned and worried. How am I going to do this? He has a perfect plan how he's going to lay it out over time. So we started with Adam, and then from the point of Adam, y'all is looking for where he can find somebody righteous whose heart is for him. So he's searching the earth. He's like, okay, I'm trying to redeem man back to myself. So you had certain righteous men. You had Enoch. You had Noah. You had certain righteous men that were seeking after the Most High God, and y'all walked with them. But y'all was looking to make a nation of people. He developed this relationship with Abraham. So Abraham was found righteous in the Most High's eyes. So he tested Abraham with different things, and Abraham showed that he was faithful to the Most High. He told Abraham, Abraham, I'm going to make a nation of people out of you. And I'm promising this nation of people a land. I'm making certain promises, and the Most High calls this a covenant. So he makes a covenant with Abraham and says that I'm going to make a nation of people out of you, and I'm going to multiply you, and he's going to use this nation of people to be a light to the rest of the nations. So he's going to use this group of people that comes from Abraham to be a light to the rest of the nations so he can redeem all of them back to him. He promised them Canaan as their land. He said before they go into Canaan, they're going to be held captive in bondage in Egypt for these years. So he lets them know that before there even is Israel, before there even is a people. So Abraham has Isaac, then Isaac has his son Jacob. And then Jacob has name is turned to Israel. After the Most High walks with him, he changes his name to Israel. Israel means to strive with Yah, to overcome with Yah and to reign with Yah. So he changed Jacob's name to Israel to prophesy the thing that he's going to go through. So these people in Israel are going to strive with Yah, but they're going to overcome with Yah, and then they're going to reign with Yah. So Yah prophesies the whole story of this people, Yisrael. So Abraham, so Yisrael, just like Yah says, they end up in Egypt. So Yah orchestrates it. He sends Joseph there, and Joseph prepares the way. Then the rest of the people come there. So they're in Egypt. So the people are in Egypt, and they're doing good in Egypt. Yah covered them. He blessed them. They're doing good in Egypt. So as they're in Egypt and they're prospering, all of a sudden the Pharaoh, then the other Pharaoh rose up. So this Pharaoh rose up, and Joseph was the person in Israel that was ruling with Pharaoh. But this new Pharaoh that rose up was like, I don't mess with Joseph like that. He didn't regard Joseph highly. And he started to get nervous. So he was like, these Israelites, there's a lot of them. And I'm getting nervous that they might try to, if it's enough of them, they might rule up together and try to overtake us. They might go with another people and try to overtake us. So they decided to put hard bondage on the people. So this Pharaoh decided to put hard bondage on the people of Israel. So Israel, when they had it good there, now they're having this hard bondage. So they're going through this and they're crying out to the Most High. They're like, man, I'm in here. The Pharaoh's putting hard labor on them. So the scripture says something interesting. It says in Exodus, it says that Yah heard their cries and remembered.
Yes.
Now, if you see on your page, our theme for tonight is remember. Because the Passover is a time of remembrance. And so we're looking at how we're remembering Yah and how He remembered us. And us as a people, and then we're going to think about us individually throughout our lives, how we can remember Yah and how He's remembered us. So he had Israel there, and He remembered His covenant. Now, with the Most High, it's not that He forgot it, and He just was like, oh yeah, I got a covenant with the people. Remembering in Hebrew is the word zakar, and that word has to do with an action. In Hebrew, everything has to do with an action, so it's not just thinking something. So to remember is to now act because of what you remember. So when the Most High Yah said He heard their cries coming up, and He said Yah remembered, and what He remembered was the covenant that He made with Abraham. So in the scriptures, you'll always hear them say, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the reason that they say that is because He's referring back to the covenant, because Yah is faithful to the covenant that He made with Abraham. So when we call on that particular Most High, we're saying that we're calling on the one that's a part of that covenant, who made that covenant that He's faithful to. So they were at this point, they're crying out, Yah heard and remembered them, and in remembering them, He started to raise up a deliverer. So this is where Moses comes on the scene. So Yah's like, I remember you, and I have a plan for you. And Moses was already being raised up, he was already saved. His parents put him in the water, he was saved, he was already in Pharaoh's house. So Yah had already made this preparation. But He said, I heard your cries, I remember you. And we know that Yah hears our cries, and then something happens in our life when we see that He remembered us. Some action happens when we realize Yah heard me and He's remembering me, because now He's acting on my behalf. He's acting strong. So He acted strongly on Yisrael's behalf by raising up Moses. And then he started preparing Moses to be able to bring the people out of Egypt. And Yah's going to show His might in bringing the people out of Egypt.
And God said, go down, Moses, who went down, and He got land, Pharaoh, let my people go away. So go down, Moses, let my people go. Go down, Moses, let my people go. I say now, go down, Moses, let my people go. Yes, I said, go down, Moses, let my people go.
And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts, on the upper door posts of the houses. For example, take this right here and dip it. put it upon the doorposts, the houses, so that death or the storm couldn't come in. It had to pass. Say there's no other option.
There's no other option.
It has to pass.
Yes.
Because when the death angel, or with the storm, or with the hurricane, sees the blood, you gotta move, man.
Amen.
You have no other choice. That is your choice. It's like that, and that's the way it is. Look. Verse 10, and ye shall eat, let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remains of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's PESACH. For I will pass through the land of Mitzrayim this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both man and beast, and against all the Elohai of Mitzrayim I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. And the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, when I see the blood,
Yes.
he didn't say the Egyptians, he didn't say your mom or your daddy. He said, do be obedient, do this. When I see it, okay, help me out here. What do you say after that?
I shall pass over you.
When I see the blood, I will pass over you. You get that ring left in you. That's over. Blood, yeah. He's got his people to save. But when the ruach of God is liberty, you know,
7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. Indeed, on the first day, you cause leaven to cease from your house. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that being shall be cut off from Israel. And on the first day is a set-apart gathering, and on the 7th day you shall have a set-apart gathering.
Shalom, family.
Shalom.
I'll be reading Exodus 12:21 through 51.
Yes.
Yes.
And it shall be, when your children say to you, what does this service mean? Then you shall say, it is the slaughtering of you
Yes.
who passed over the houses of the children of Israel
Yeah.
and Mizraim, when he smote the Midrash
Yes.
and delivered our household, and the people bowed their heads and did obedience.
Yes. In the name of Yahushua, we thank you that your blood cleanses us on this night. We lay aside every weight, anything that would try to burden us in the name of Yahushua. And we thank you that your blood, you see it over the doorposts of our mind, of our bodies, over our natural doorposts, over the doorposts of this sanctuary. You said, when you see the blood, the death angel will pass. So we thank you, Abba, that we're cleansed, that the blood of Yahushua cleanses us as a congregation of people, as a nation within a nation. That we're cleansed, Father, by the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach, by the blood of the Lamb of God. In the name of Yahushua, I bind you witchcraft spirit that will come against your people. In the name of Yahushua, I thank you that your blood, Father, covers us. This night, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, I thank you for how you delivered our people from out of Egypt. Therefore, we walk in that same deliverance now. You're doing the same thing that you, now that you're doing things, because you're the same yesterday, today, forever. You do not change. Thank you for bringing us out of Mitzrayim, your people, Yeshua, Israel, us, Father. Thank you for delivering us in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls, Father, so that we can follow your instruction, your Torah, and that we'll be led by your Lord, your set-apart spirit. Thank you, Lord. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we bless you.
Yes.
We honor you, and we glorify you, Lord.
Yet and still, we remember the first of the holy days, which was Passover, where we were delivered. Do you remember the day when he delivered you? Do you remember the day when he set you free from the cares of this world and caused you to have peace of mind with him? Nothing else, no special spells, no special sayings, nothing outside just remembering by his Spirit. And that's what we are doing today. We're honoring him by remembering. Amen? Amen. And they ate the lamb and the unleavened bread that night with the bitter herbs. And for 7 days they ate no leavened bread, and all the leaven was removed from their houses. Now we want to commemorate that night of the Exodus, when the Israelites, the Hebrew people, our people, were delivered, and they were first told to eat the lamb, knowing that Yahushua has become our Pesach lamb. Let us eat. Having removed the leaven from our lives in Yahushua, whom you call Jesus, we now eat. He said, take, eat. This is my body, which was given for you. Remembering the affliction that Yah has delivered us out of in Egypt. Remembering the affliction that Yah has delivered us out of in Egypt. And the affliction that Yahushua endured for us on the tree. Let us eat. When you eat, remember how bitter that time was that he was sacrificed. How bitter that time was when the Hebrew people, you don't want no more? Don't give it no more? Good. Let's go to the top. We want to remember that time while we eat. It's not going to set well with your palate. But that's so that you can remember how bitter that time was in Egypt, and how bitter that time was when he gave his life on the cross. All praise to Yahuwah. And glory to the Lamb of Yahweh. Hallelujah.
I'll be reading Psalm 77, verses 11 through 20. I remember the deeds of Yah, for I remember your wonders of old. And I shall meditate on all your work and talk of your deeds. Your way, O Elohim, is a set apartness. Who is great El like Elohim? You are the El who does wonders. You have made known your strength among the people. By your arm, you have redeemed your people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph, Selah. The waters saw you, O Elohim. The waters, you, they were afraid. The depths also trembled. The clouds poured out water. The heavens rumbled. Also, your arrows flashed back and forth. The voice of your thunder rolled along. Lightnings lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook.
Yes.
Your way was in the sea, your path in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known. You did lead your people like a flock by the hand of Moshe
Thank you.
and Aaron.
Thank you.
Praise you.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom. Who is like
like you, Yahuwah, among the gods? Who is like you, great in holiness? You are fearful in praise, working wonders of Yah. Who is like you, Yahuwah?
Hallelujah. Praise your name, God.
And it shall be, when your children say to you, what does this service mean to you? Then you shall say, it is the PESACH slaughtering of Yah, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel. In Israel, when he smote the Levites and delivered our household, and the people bowed their heads and worshiped. Exodus 12, verse 24.
Amen.
And you shall inform your son in that day, saying, it was because of what Yahuwah did for me when I came up from this land. And it shall be as a sign to you on your hand, as a reminder before your eyes, that the sword of Yahuwah is to be in your mouth. For with a strong hand Yahuwah has brought you out of this land. And you shall guard this law and its appointed time for you to hear. And it shall be when Yahuwah brings you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore to you in your fathers, and give it to you. Then you shall give over to Yahuwah everyone opening the womb, and every firstborn that comes from your livestock, the male among to Yahuwah. But every firstborn of the donkey you are to ransom with the lamb. And if you do not ransom it, then you shall break its neck. And every firstborn of man among your sons you are to ransom. And it shall be, when your sons ask you in time to come, saying, what is this? Then you shall say to them, our strength of pain, who have brought us out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage.
Yes, hallelujah. Thank you.
The scriptures that Nora and Leslie just read was after they did the Passover, y'all wanted to make sure that you pass this on your children. Show your children why we do this. Make sure they ask you, like, what are we doing? Why are we doing all these things? You tell them why so that they can remember. And y'all, from generation to generation, you want us to pass down this remembrance so that we know why we remember the deeds of the Most High and what He's doing. So I want to make it that personal for a moment. We're going to do a little activity. I'm going to pass out some sticky paper and some pens at the table. And I want us to think for a moment of something that, what enemy has Yah directly delivered you from? What enemy have you overcome because Yah was there for you? Yeah. You know, what Egypt did Yah bring you out of? Yeah. You know, I mean, it's many of them that He's brought us out of. But how many enemies that has Yah delivered you from and saved you from? So I'm gonna pass out some sticky paper and as many as you can think of, write it down. And when you, after you finish, come up and put it on this board. I wanted to decorate my little board at any time, so just act like it's decorated. So, but this is just a wall of remembrance of Yah and what He did. We want to put all those, everything we write there, we want to put all on this board. And we want our children to be able to look at this, and not just that Yah delivered our people in Egypt, but that they'll be able to see an example of Yah, how He's delivered us right here in this room, so they can get a visual be able to visualize and see how y'all has moved in our own lives and be able to do that. So we could just think of a few things and just write it down and just put it on the board there. Looking at all the things that y'all have delivered, just some of the things, a couple of the things that y'all have delivered us out of. We were talking about his power and his might, so just, personally, that we've gone through things here that y'all have had to deliver us out of. You're going to go through things in your life, you're going to have some of the same things that y'all going to, hopefully you're going to go through all the things we've gone through, as you get to know y'all, as you grow in y'all. And then as you grow, you're going to go through some things, but you know that Yah is deliverer. Yah is powerful. His power covers us. So the board is red, it represents the blood. His blood covers us. His power covers us. No matter what we go through, it's stronger than anything we go through. So when we continue to turn to Him, He delivers us out of all of our troubles. So know that this is a personal testimony that every person here is written down to say that Yah is a powerful deliverer. We read scripture, we've seen the old times that happened, but this is fresh and brand new. So I was gonna I had activities y'all to do, but I'm not gonna put y'all on the spot. So I have these bracelets here. Everyone has the program here. And it's red, representing the blood. We got to pass over us. There's a blue ribbon on the edge. And there's a scripture where y'all tells us to when they forgot the commandments and they forgot to keep the Shabbat. And after that, he said, I want you guys to put to wear fringes on the edge of your clothing with a ribbon of blue and wear fringes. So in older times, it was, you have seen people now, there's fringes that goes around the clothes, and they have a ribbon of blue that goes around. Or in more modern, we have these, we have, they call them zits, and there's, we always have a ribbon of blue that is in it to represent us, to remind them to keep the commandments. We told them to do that to remind them to keep His commandments. So that's why we have this ribbon of blue up here as we're keeping in our mindset of remembering. So I'm going to give you, you guys can pick one of the bracelets here to take with you. And then when you get it, I want you to tie the red ribbon on to remember that the blood covers you and that you are covered in Him. And put the blue ribbon on to remind you just to remember to always seek Yah and to follow Him and keep Him. Which bracelet do you want?
Reading from Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1 through 12. And this is the command, the laws and right rulings which Yahuwah your Elohim has commanded, to teach you to do in the land which you are passing over to possess, so that you fear Yahuwah your Elohim, to guard all His laws and His commands which I command you and your son and your grandson, all the days of your life, and that your days be prolonged. And you shall hear, O Israel, and shall guard to do, that it might be well with you, and that you increase greatly, as Yahuwah Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you, in the land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah, our Elohim, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your might. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And it shall be when Yahuwah your Elohim brings you into the land of which He swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to give you great and good cities which you did not build, and houses filled with all kinds of goods which you did not fill, and wells dug which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant, and you shall eat and be satisfied. Be on guard lest you forget Yahuwah who brought you out of the land of Israel, Egypt, from the house of bondage. Amen.
trying to get Kennedy and Nora to just stand where you are. And everybody else to just stretch your hands towards them as we pray a prayer over our children. Father, we thank you for our precious daughters. They're your daughters first. And we know that you have blessed us to have them, to teach them, to instruct them, to cover them, to protect them, to love them. You have guarded their hearts and you guarded ours, and we thank you for them. We thank you for how you have already predestined their path. Yes. How you've already begun the work, and you will finish the work in them. They will be all that you've called them to be. Yes. They will grow up no matter what the struggle, and never forget you. Yes. Never forget your son who sacrificed for them. Never forget the Spirit who is always with them. They will call on you in times of joy and sadness. Yes. They will call on you in times of excitement and distress. They will call on you and you will be them, be with them, and be by their side. We thank you for them, their schooling, their academics. We thank you for wherever you're taking them from this point on. We thank you that they're covered wherever they go, that they shine your light wherever they go, that others, their friends and loved ones and family members will see you in them, and their lives will be changed because of you that's in them. We thank you that they will be bold, that they will not be ashamed of the gospel. We thank you that they will stand strong in your word, that they won't just know of you, but they will know you personally, that you speak to them in the midnight hour, that you speak to them in dreams and visions, that you speak to them just in the midst of any trouble or any thought that may come their way from the adversary, that your word will stand and rise up in them and overcome any obstacle that will come their way. We thank you that you would anoint them and send them on to the destiny which is in you, and send them on in their purpose. I ask that you bless their parents and bless all those who are around them, who teach them and who guard them and watch over them and protect them. That you would be with those adults and be with this house, the Antioch House of Hope, will continue to pray for these precious daughters and lift them up in your name. In the name of Yahweh shall we pray. Amen.
I would just like to share with you that Kennedy and Nora represent all of the children that are in our families, all of those that are connected to you in any way, whether they be your children, your nephews, nieces, whoever they are. These two young daughters represent those that belong to you, that they all will be blessed because they're connected to you, and that they all will know him because you know him. Amen.
Be encouraged in that. You know, we go down different paths in our life. Sometimes we have to go through things to get to but when Yah has his hand on us, he's directing the path that we go through. He's carrying us through it. Amen. So if you have children and they're going through something, don't fret. Just continue to trust Yah and pray. You know, he's leading, just like he's leading us down the path, he's leading them down that path. Amen. Because as Yah's, we're Yah's children, you know, we're adults. We're Yah's children. You know, he's led us down this path that's been thousands of years. So he's brought us out of that exodus, and in the process, he told us, he gave us choices, and he was like, if we go one way, then we'll see these blessings that will cover us, and if we go a different way, then we're going to see these curses that are going to cover us. And of course, our ancestors chose, as we do sometimes, they chose the hard way. So our people found ourselves out after they came out of Egypt, and that captivity was something that wasn't their fault. Later on, because they rebelled against Yah, they ended up back in captivity because they disobeyed Yah. So we went into Babylon, we went to all these captivities, and us as a people, we've experienced the Atlantic slave trade, and we have been gone through this captivity, being brought over to this land. So we've gone through captivities because our ancestors have turned from the path of Yah, and that we didn't keep the commandments, we went our own way. So, but during this process, God has already had a plan of how He's going to bring us back. He already knew. He said, through these afflictions that you're going through, He says, one day you're going to be in the land of your captivity, and you're going to remember yourselves. So He prophesied that we're going to be in this land of captivity, and we're going to remember ourselves, who we are, because He disconnected us from our heritage. He disconnected us from who we are. And we've gone, we've over here, we don't know our history, we don't know, they call us African Americans, and that's, what does that mean? We don't know our lineage, where we come from, we don't have, we're disconnected from a certain culture, so we're here trying to figure things out, and it's difficult trying to figure things out because we don't know the roots. When you don't know your roots, it's hard to be able to get the right fruit from the tree. So Yah has allowed us to go through this, but He said that in the land of captivity, in the midst of all this that you're going through, you're going to remember yourselves, you're going to remember me, and you're going to remember to come back to the path that I have for you. So He had this plan, but in the meantime, He knew that we were going to be scattered. So when Yahushua came to fulfill, He came as a fulfillment of the Passover, of the original Passover that was in Exodus. It was a shadowing of Yahushua that was going to come and fulfill that. And we talked about how Adam fell, and so He used that to bring man back to Him through Yahushua, through His blood, and through bringing us back to the covenant. So now we talked about blood represents a covenant. So through Yahushua, through that blood, is saying, I'm bringing you back into covenant with me, which is what? Relationship with me, which is that agreement that I made with Abraham. He hasn't forgotten that agreement and that promise that He made with Abraham. He's still fulfilling that. And He's allowing us to go through our process, and He's bringing us right back to Him at the end, right back to who we are. So through Yahushua doing that, he brought man back, but not just man, He opened up the way for Yisrael, who had fallen off. He opened up the way for us to come back to the covenant. So through that, it said, now my people, I'm bringing you, my people, back into this relationship with me. But now, as you're remembering yourself, you have to remember my ways. So that's why we've become into this awakening now. We're keeping the Passover when we didn't know about Passover growing up. I didn't know about any of these things growing up. Y'all's waking us up in this time and reminding us of ourselves and reminding us of Him in other ways. So He initiated that process through Yahushua. So as Yahushua became the Lamb, and this became what started off a regular lamb, He became the Lamb, it became His blood, and now it's not just the doorpost of that door, but our house. That blood is over the house of our hearts. So when we accept that blood over the house of our hearts, the death can pass over us. The destruction can pass over us. So because of that, now we are protected. So He put that on our hearts. He put His word in our hearts. So we're coming back to ourselves and we're remembering, we're keeping this Passover, we're learning little by little, more and more. He's waking us up to who we are in Yahushua as we come back to Him and back to that covenant.
Amen.
Hallelujah. So Yahushua fulfilled that. He's bringing us back. There's a scripture in Jeremiah, I believe it's in Jeremiah 16, and we talk about all this greatness of the Exodus, right? And all through the scriptures, He tells them to remember this Exodus. Remember Yah's mighty works of how He brought them out of Egypt. He parted the Red Seas and made the waters go back, and they went through on dry land. And Pharaoh and his chariots were consumed by the water. And singing these songs and all these things. And He tells them to remember this, remember the greatness of this. But in Jeremiah 16, after the people have fell again and they're in Babylonian captivity, going into Babylonian captivity, He says, a day is coming where no longer is going to be said of how mighty Yah was for bringing the people out of Egypt. He says, but the people, it's going to be how mighty is Yah for bringing the people out of all the lands that He scattered them to. So He's saying, as great as that Exodus was and how Yah brought us out of Egypt, there's an Exodus that's coming that's even greater than that. It's going to make us forget even the first Exodus. He's saying a greater Exodus is coming. So not only did I bring you out of Egypt, I've scattered you all over the earth. And you're all over the place. And you're all confused and you're everywhere. But the day is coming where I'm going to bring you back from all the lands that I've scattered you to, all over the earth. And that's going to be the greatness of Yah. So even more than moving the ocean and all how great that was, He's going to say, they're not even going to talk about it anymore after this Exodus that's coming up. So when Yahushua comes back for His people and regathers us from the four corners of the earth, that's going to be the greatest thing that the earth has ever seen. When His people come back to Him and come back to their rightful place and become the light that we're supposed to be. As He's regathering us now, He's bringing us back in Yahushua. He's saying there's something greater even coming. There's something more coming. So be encouraged, don't be discouraged. There's something greater coming. I'm preparing you for the greatest thing So be encouraged in it and know that something greater is coming. So we're here, we're just preparing.
Yes.
We're preparing, we're getting in position. The year's gonna be coming where there's groups of, I don't think it's just us, there's groups all over the place keeping Passover right now. And some people have different dates and stuff, and some people have already kept the Passover, but y'all's bringing us closer and closer to the truth.
Yes.
He's teaching us, it's the greatness of all these people coming back and keeping his ways.
Yes.
And then he's gonna return.
Yes.
And bring us all back into rightness. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah. So as Yahushua was on the earth, and before when he was killed, it was right on the Passover because Yah keeps appointments.
Yeah.
So Yahushua was killed on the time of the Passover. So leading up to the Passover, all these things were happening, betrayal and Judas, tournament, all these things had to happen, these bad things had to happen in order for him the funny thing he said, during the Last Supper, he told his disciples, the time has come for me to be glorified.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to die. He didn't say the time has come for me to die. He said the time has come for me to be glorified. The time has come. So through dying, he was glorified.
Yes.
And as we die to ourselves, we're able to carry that glory. As we die to our flesh, we're able to carry that glory. So he was teaching them even in that. Even in that. So during that time, before the Passover, he had a supper with his disciples. He was letting them know what's getting ready to happen to you. And so through this, we're getting ready to go into that last portion. And Sister Jessica's going to lead us in that last portion. But he was with them. He had the Last Supper, and he reminded them basically of how the first Passover connects to him and how he's taking that role of the Passover.
And taking the cup, giving thanks, he said, take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say to you, I shall certainly not drink of the fruit of the vine until the reign of Elohim comes.
So notice they drank from one cup. It was one cup. And he told them to take that and divide it amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And we're not going to drink from one cup. But we're going to divide from that same, one cup. But the important part is that it's one cup. The cup represents something. We're all drinking from that one cup because we're one body, one community. So we're drinking from him that one cup. It's not a divided cup. Everybody has, we're drinking, we have our own cups, but we're drinking of the same covenant.
Yes. Hallelujah.
So we poured from our large cup into our cups. And taking bread, giving thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, this is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me.
You've broken the bread that you eat from. Sister Julie, you've broken the bread that you eat.
You're going to pass out the
It's a different ones. Lots of clothes. You'll see the brown spots, and you see lines going through it. It is said that it represents the stains of blood and the stripes that he bore on his body, piercing in his body, and the stripes that he bore when he suffered for our sake.
And as they were eating, Yahushua took the bread. Having blessed, broke it, gave it to them, and said, take, eat. This is my body. Now you can eat from us. And taking the cup, giving thanks, he gave it to them, and they all
said to them, "This is my blood, that of the renewed covenant, which is shed for many." Now,
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord.
truly I say to you, I shall certainly no more drink of the fruit of the vine till that day when I drink it anew in the reign of Elohim. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the death of the Master until he comes. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 26. Hallelujah. The last thing that, we'll read John 13, the last thing that happened at the Last Supper with Yahushua and his disciples. It says, before the festival of the Pesach, Yahushua, knowing that his hour had come, and he should move out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. And supper taking place, the devil had already put it in the heart of Judas to deliver him up. Yahushua, knowing that the Father had given all to his hands, and that he had come from Yah and was going to Yah, rose from supper and laid aside his garments, and having taken a towel, he girded himself. After that, he put water in a basin and began to wash the feet of the taught ones, and to wipe them with the towel which he was girded. And so he came to Simon Peter and said to him, "Master, do you wash my feet?" Yahushua answered and said to him, "You do not know what I'm doing now, but you shall know after this." Peter said to him, "By no means shall you wash my feet ever." Yahushua answered him, "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Master, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Yahushua said to him, "He who has had a bath does not need to wash except his feet, but is clean altogether. And you are clean, but not all of you." He knew who would deliver him up, so he said, "You are not all clean." So when he had washed their feet and taken his garments and sat down again, he said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and master, and you say, 'Well, for I am.' Then if I, master and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. So I gave you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is an emissary greater than the one who sent him. If you know these teachings, blessed are you if you do them." Amen. So at the Last Supper, he washed his disciples' feet. So this is significant for a few reasons. First of all, it was customary during that time to, when someone entered your house, you would wash their feet. It was a sign of hospitality. And for our people, hospitality was a big deal. Like, y'all was big on hospitality. So when someone came to the house, you would wash their feet. So if you remember the story, right before this, Yahushua was in the guy named Simon's house, and there was the woman Mary, and she came and had the alabaster box, and she had the oil, and she poured the oil out on his feet and washed his feet with her hair. You know, and they were mad. They were like, "Why is she wasting oil? And why did she do this?" And his response was, and they were trying to debate with him about different things, and he's like, "I came into your home and you didn't even wash my feet." And this woman since she's gotten here, hasn't stopped washing my feet. She's washing his feet with her tears, and anointing his feet with oil, and is using her hair to wash his feet. He said, "I came into your house and you showed me no hospitality." So that was a practical thing. So it was a practical thing happening, and it was a spiritual thing happening at the same time. So she was preparing him for his burial, because before burial you were anointed with oil. So she didn't realize she was being prophetic. She was doing something in preparation. You know what I mean? So she was preparing him for that. So there's a couple of things with the foot washing. So he also tells them that he washed his disciples' feet as a master, as to show them humility. So he wanted them to learn humility, because the verse before this in another chapter, he's saying they're like, "Well, who's going to be greatest in the kingdom? Who's going to sit next to you?" They want to know who's going to be great and who's going to have all this prestige. But he's saying the greatest among you is the one who serves. The one who serves. So he gives them this example as the master who's getting ready to die. Remember, Judas is there. So that means Judas' feet got washed too. So he's in the midst of it. So he's saying, I'm showing you servanthood. I'm showing you the heart that you should have for each other. So we got down and washed their feet. So many things was happening in that.
So we're gonna have a foot washing, and I want you to keep all these things in mind. As those who are our guests here, we offer you to extend that hospitality to you. One of us here who are regularly here will wash your feet, if you're willing. You know, we gotta touch with our feet. For those who are prepared, if you're willing, we're gonna wash your feet as a sign of hospitality, and also as a sign of servanthood, we wash each other's feet to show servanthood. And then also, we remember while we're here, Yahushua has washed us. He's made us clean through his word, through his ruach, through his blood. He's made us clean and washed us clean. So as we have our feet, as we wash our feet, we're commemorating that he has washed us clean and made us one with him and made us one body. And so it's a sign of community. We are one people, one community, one body of people. So as we go through this, we have all the chairs at the side. We have several foot washing stations, so a lot of us should be able to get through it at the same time. So when you get there, there's a chair there. There's a pillow at a few of them. There's a pitcher of water.